Let's talk about a word called criticism today, fellas. Criticism, by definition, is the analysis and judgment of the merits and faults of literary or artistic work. I do a lot of that on this channel. I criticize YouTubers before for making bad clickbait videos. I've criticized YouTubers for their actions. I've criticized Roblox themselves for some of the things that they've done with the website and in terms about how they go about doing updates. And I also criticize Roblox games myself. When it comes to Roblox YouTubers, I find myself to be in a very different position compared to many other people that make content about this platform. A good majority of people just shut up and make gameplays. Some people make creative artwork videos. Some people just do nothing, just kind of chill. But I'm a very opinionated person, and I like giving my opinion on things about this platform, especially considering the fact that I've cared about it for over a decade now. I believe it's also important to acknowledge my shortcomings as a critique and as a reviewer of things. So by all means, if I say something stupid in one of my videos or something that you disagree with, let me know about it, because I want to know to actually better my commentary. However, though, this is where I talk about a very important situation that happened lately that I found to be very unfair as somebody that likes to criticize stuff. It's incredibly stupid, but it brings merit to the point of the video. So around 2 days ago, I made a video on this thing called Roblox. It was called Rip This Roblox Game. It was an 8-minute long video talking about how there's been no development progress that was publicly available for the past 3 months, and the game just kind of died off into obscurity. Nobody really cared about it anymore. And then 3 hours after my video was published, they then made a tweet saying the game was coming out in December. They probably were working on this game without telling anybody for the past little bit. However, it's hard for me to believe and why I wouldn't think anything else other than this game was dead because of the fact that they said Suspect, another game they were working on, would be coming out before Roblox. Add on to the fact of the complete lack of any public updates whatsoever. Can I really be blamed for having this judgment? However, this video is not about Roblox. It's nothing to do with the game whatsoever. I effectively do not care about it past this point in the video. It's something that I said in my video that was less than 1.5 seconds long that made a lot of Roblox developers incredibly upset at me. What exactly did I say though? Now, when it comes to me criticizing Roblox games, I'm absolutely the meanest you can possibly be with it. When I tried Piggy back in April and gave an honest review on the game, I said that it simply did not feel that special and it felt nothing more than just like a granny knockoff game. That was my opinion back in April. My opinion on Roblox Adopt Me was that the game did not appeal to me, but it felt too boring and generic for me to actually enjoy. 2020 Roblox Egg Hunt, I ragged Roblox completely about it for around 7 minutes, explaining why it was totally disorganized and how the event could have been 90 times better. But this always begs the question from the one McGee in my comment section. Kaneko Kitten, why are you always so harsh on people? Just lighten up, my dude. Here's the deal with me in criticizing games, and why I go about the way that I do it. A lot of developers don't actually know this, but I used to be creative director on 2 Roblox games for 2 years. I was a quality assurance member for multiple different mobile games that I cannot name. I was also a level designer for a bunch of different mobile games that I also am under non-disclosure agreements, so I cannot name. This means I have multiple years of experience of game design and development. So when I say a Roblox game is poorly designed, or when I say it is simply just bad, I'm not just saying it just for the sake of it. It's because of the fact that I have experience with design, and if I think a game is poorly designed, or if I don't like something in the game, I will state that very broadly. There are Roblox developers out there that greatly appreciate the opinions that I share, regardless of how harsh the criticism is towards the game itself. But let's talk about this clip that was less than half a second long on my video. The one clip that made people broadly upset at me for saying this. Whatnot. The user interface that's bad, but it's been over 3 months. That's it. That's all that I said in the video. Literally less than half a second of saying that the user interface in the game was bad. That is all it took for developers to go off on that. This is the UI that I criticized that was posted back in August. This was the only publicly available screenshot of the user interface that was available, and the only thing I can cast my judgment off of. And I am not backing down from this opinion. I do not like this user interface. I think it's way too bright, there's way too many colors going on inside of it, and it makes the icons, because of the brightness of all of the colors around it, rather difficult to see. They blend into each other very easily. I think the biggest fix to this UI would be to perhaps darken the background a little bit so that the actual icons of the user interface stand out a little bit more instead of this. I wasn't the only one with this opinion. You could look down in the comment section of this exact tweet thread and you could see people state the exact same problems they had with the UI. This then prompted the UI designer to come out and make a statement saying that as a subscriber that really upset me that you said this, so I'm going to post more screenshots of the UI so people that follow me can appreciate it. Well, first of all, that's not where my criticism was directed towards. My criticism was directed towards this screenshot right here. These other 4 screenshots are not something that I've ever seen. I felt like it was incredibly unfair to me as a critic to do that, because, you know, now developers aren't going to watch the video of mine. They're going to assume that I was just rude for no reason and moved onward and just said that everything was bad for the sake of being bad. When in reality, I did not cast judgment on these other 4 images of user interface. I think those are good. I just have my own brash opinions about the regular user interface that I still think is too bright and has too many colors going on with it. The real interesting thing, though, was some of the responses from developers when I made this video. Some of them stating that they flat out unsubscribed from me, sort of saying that somebody's user interface was bad. And that type of attitude right there is literally a quote from a Donkey video that I can pull up right now verbatim.
Probably one of the dumbest, most frequent comments I see is, yeah, I stopped listening to this guy after he said Bubsy 3D sucked. Listen, you don't have to see eye to eye on every single game to put your trust in someone, obviously. A critic's power lies in the consistency of their voice. It's important to build an understanding between the critic and the viewer. Every review you do should feel like an extension of the last until your audience understands what kind of games you respond to. It's also important to acknowledge your shortcomings as a reviewer.
Now, could I have made a different comment about this and been a bit more productive instead of just brushing something off as simply bad? Yeah, I acknowledge that. That's my shortcoming for that video. I think I should have been a bit more descriptive about it instead of brushing off something as bad, because that's not helpful to the developer at all to actually improve their work, and I own that. But this easily could have been something that was resolved in direct messages to understand the fuller context of what I meant, instead of just immediately running off and acting like I criticized the entire book when I only criticized one chapter. Could have worked something like this. Hey Kaneko Kitten, I saw your video and you said that my UI was bad. Can you explain more what you meant, please? I'd really like to know context fully to understand why you thought my UI design was bad. That helped me understand a lot more as a developer, and so I can improve my work. Thanks for the perspective. One of the other dumbest and brashest comments I've seen made towards stuff like this is, Kaneko's not a real developer, so therefore he can't make these type of comments on game design. You don't need expertise to have an opinion on something that you don't like. Imagine a chef telling you that you cannot have an opinion on the burger that they cooked simply because you are not a chef. That's not that common, but I sometimes will get it. But generally, more of it will be aimed towards Kaneko. You need to be a little bit nicer about the criticism that you state in your videos. I personally find it rather imperative for creative development and for people that want to actually improve their work on development of Roblox games for me to hold back my opinion and to be a little bit nicer just for the sake of it. I've been playing video games since I was like, what, 5 years old, and I really care a lot about the design of games that are being put up on this platform. So if I see something that I don't like, objectively speaking, I'm going to state that it is either bad or I do not like it, and I will provide more context in the future, because I feel like in this video I did not provide enough help towards the UI designer to actually give a broader understanding of to what I meant. This is called a misunderstanding at worst, and it made a lot of developers just think apprehensively towards me for something that was completely a misunderstanding of the way that I worded something. I'll take this into accountability to better my criticism and to better my commentary on my channel. This video aims to help developers understand as to what I actually meant and where I actually come from in terms of criticizing games and giving my opinions on things. Just wanted to get this off my chest. Thanks for watching this video. I'll hopefully see you guys, girls, or whatever in the next Roblox video tomorrow. Leave a like if you found this enjoyable or informative, and consider subscribing if you're new for daily Roblox content as usual. But until later, I'm Kaneko Kitten. Catch you all soon. Peace.